Hi Nathan, welcome to another session on the couch.
Very good afternoon and Merry Christmas to you almost.
Absolutely, it certainly is not many days away now. I know the kids are counting down, so it's just around the corner.
We've got our Christmas tree up, the Christmas music is on, it's fantastic.
It is. So today it's time for another catch up and I know about 18 months ago we sat on this couch and started making some predictions as we were looking forward to what we said at the time was about to be a property boom. Mm-hmm. And we did in fact see a property boom not too many months later. And then of course in about February we talked about how the market was then going to start coming back. Mm-hmm. And again a similar thing happened. We did see that market come back. Mm-hmm. So I guess as a little recap of where we're at now, where are we and what do you see happening in the coming months?
Yeah, it's interesting, like you said, we've been pretty spot on since obviously the pandemic. If you want to go, people want to go back and watch our insight or our predictions, obviously on our website. The boom was last year. This time was actually peaked, the hottest day of summer, and I'm looking at Christmas shopping now. It was like kind of like Christmas shopping last year, buying houses, right? Everybody was like, there was lines everywhere, the open homes. Well, certainly that's not the case. And we did say off the boom, there's always a correction, especially of that kind of rapid rise. And then the correction did happen, of course, right? Looking back at it now. And then in September, just recently, 3 months ago, we sat down, we talked about, yes, we had the 10% correction. We're going to have another 15, possibly 20%, if you will, a market crash that's already been happening over in the States. And I feel like that's what's coming to, because as the interest rate goes up, the demand slows down. Inventory, we spoke about the inventory last time around as well, how developers are acquiring land. There was development everywhere. Now the developers are finding ways to get out of their developments, right? So all those signs, the interest rate, affordability, unemployment rate at the moment is high, as there was, I read a wee article that the unemployment rate is still low. Yes, it's low because the money's been given out to everybody, and when everybody's making money, people need employees, right? We are in the next 12 months will be interesting, because I feel like there's going to be layoffs off the back of layoffs. When businesses don't make money, don't make profit, there's going to be layoffs. When there's layoffs, there's going to be mortgage auctions, when there's mortgagee sales, if you will, right? And off the back of that, there's going to be suicide, there's going to be it can get quite bad the way they're raising the interest rate. So
I guess from what you're saying, over the number of points you've covered there, I think one of the ones that will jump out to a lot of our people watching and listening is that what you're saying is that we're not quite at the bottom of the market yet.
Correct, yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's still the contraction period, as they call it, a fall. And then off the back of fall, there's trough, the coldest day of winter. We've still got that to come. And just to give you some numbers, for example, why do I think we still have got the winter to come, is because as the interest rate goes high, the affordability becomes less, the properties become less affordable, right? For example, if you bought a $500,000 house at 3% interest rate, you're paying $2,000 per month. Same house at $500,000, you're paying $2,998 at 6% interest. Now, same house at 9%, your monthly repayment is $4,000. That's almost double, right?
Almost double, yes.
Which makes it very difficult for people, of course, right? Absolutely. So, hence, I'm thinking we still got to have people going to struggle. Unfortunately, that happens. And I know we're going to have a chat about, what to do, what's the solution to that. But there's going to be some people who are going to struggle. There's going to be developers who are going to slash prices. There's going to be a whole lot of developers that there are. There's not going to be that many developers anymore, because they're going to be closing shops, right? Unfortunately.
Mortgagee sales, I know we've talked, whether there'll be, we will see, it's inevitable that we'll see an increase in that type of sale, unfortunately, as well.
Absolutely, and our job is, even though we're in the business of real estate, I feel like it's for us, it's the right thing to give people the right recommendation and suggestions, right? That's our responsibility for our clients as well as our team here. So because we're in the business of selling real estate, we don't want to tell something that's not true.
So with respect to that, it leads quite nicely into what should you do if you have to sell, if you're thinking about selling, if you're a first home buyer. What advice would you give now, as we are looking to the fact that, well, house prices are potentially going to drop further and maybe another 10%. At the same time, interest rates are going to continue to rise.
There's a few scenarios that I've written down I want to talk about. First one is, if you bought in peak of the market last year, let's say November last year, you bought a property and you paid X amount for it, right? The interest rate back then was 2.25%. Interest rate at the moment is around, I believe it's around just over 6%. I won't be surprised if it got to 8 to 9%. So you've got to see, like, how you're going. Can you afford to hold on to the property? I know the property is 10% down, but you better cut your losses if you can't hold on to it, because 10% is better than 10% loss is better than 25% loss, right? So
hard, but it's good advice.
Absolutely, because you don't want to lose your shirt as well. Like, if you lose your deposit, that's okay. You don't want to lose your shirt off the back of thing. Unfortunately, if you don't listen to the right person or don't get the right advice, as you said before, like, these everybody have got their own suggestion, their own opinion. They've got their own, like, somebody was talking about unemployment rate being low. Yeah, unemployment rate is low at the moment because of the money, free money, right? You got to realize that, because once the economy gets hard first before the unemployment rate increases.
Sure.
So you got to get your advice from the right person. Hence, we're doing our prediction, our thoughts. So the second thing was, should I sell now? If you want to sell now, and you're worried about if the market comes lower, and you're thinking about selling in the next 3, 4, 5 years, yes, I will sell now, because you're better off than selling in 2 years' time or a year time. And then, should I sell now and buy now? As we see it in the peak of the market, be scared when people are greedy and be greedy when people are scared, as Warren Buffett said, right? So we were telling people not to buy at that time because people are being greedy. They were like,
just went crazy.
People are going crazy, including our Auckland buyers and everybody.
FOMO, left, right and centre.
Right. So we said, don't buy then. So what I'm saying still is, like, if you're thinking about selling, sell now still, because the market is the second best market. A better market would have been 12 months ago. Sell now and then buy in 12 months time, when I feel like 6 to 12 months we're going to see the bottom. If you're only looking to buy, I would give it some time before, because I see the market is coming down. So it's best to buy a little bit later, because, as I said, we still got 15, 20% lower to go. The truth is, like, if you look at overall in the last 3.5, 4 years, we've come up 54%. Right? And that's how unaffordability happens, because if your salary only increases by 2 to 4% a year, and then the property prices increase by 54%, and when property prices increase, everything else increases, and add inflation on top of that.
Sure.
So we've had a huge growth. Coming back is actually a healthy thing, to be honest. And as Elon Musk said, recession is part of the economical cycle.
Because I was going to say that, it sounds a little bit doom and gloom as we're talking about it, but it is a cycle that, in 2, 3, 4 years' time, we're going to be coming back up again, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. So, it's like, timing exactly the market is almost impossible. But if you listen to, rather than listen to the media, because they report what people want to listen to, or majority of economists, they get paid by a media channel, so they don't want to upset anybody. If you want to listen to, you listen to a bunch of people. Ideally, somebody who's entrenched in the business, like the likes of ourselves, because we tell people the truth, right? And unfortunately nowadays it's not like what's the truth. It's like be the first one to say whatever you want, whatever the news is, right?
Sure.
So listening to the right person and then making your own decision from the things that you've got together from everybody. Like I suppose that if we get updates from people.
And we talk about using the information and making your, I guess, educated summary of it based on a variety of information sources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And always that's the case. And like, if you want to talk to us, we're more than happy to, like anybody in the team here at Najib, we're more than happy to sit down and have a conversation with you, because it's important. It's a big decision for people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we appreciate that, and we'll only give you the right advice always.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for a very informative session once again. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and here's to seeing what happens in the next 6 months.
Thank you, Kylie, and to everybody that's listening.
Absolutely.
Thank you.